Hey you guys, what's Gucci? It's your boy, it's your kid out the first Black Super Saiyan wherever I'm on the planet. I'm back here with another review. A review of a TV show, a special TV show that I like so far, Yeah, shouts out to this TV show. Look, this is going to be a review for The Umbrella Academy, the show about this dysfunctional family of heroes. Extraordinary heroes, as you would say. Follow your boy on Twitter. Follow your boy, it's your kid out on Instagram. Let's go and let's get into this show. We're going to go ahead and check this out. We'll say it's a spoiler review. I'll keep it real short, keep it cool. You guys go ahead and comment down below what you guys think. We have 699 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button, show your boy Kid out some love. Hope you guys just enjoy the review. Let's go and let's get into the show. Let's talk about this show. This show is basically about one of the individuals of this team. So it's 7 of them all together. One of them being deceased, but it's 7 students all together. 7 kids. One of these children name is number 5. Number 5 has the ability to time travel and jump through walls. He's basically like a jumper. Y'all seen the movie Jumper, where they can jump from literally Africa to Europe in seconds. His ability is kind of like that, but at a lower rate. He also has the ability to jump through time and time travel. This young man, number 5, who's actually 58 in the show, but due to time travel, he came back young. His goal is basically to stop this upcoming apocalypse that is coming to destroy his world that he ends up living throughout. So basically, number 5 time traveled to a later time in his timeline of an apocalypse that killed everyone on Earth. And he traveled to that point. He was the only one left on the planet. But some apocalypse, something killed the human race. And he was trying to figure this out. So he tried to travel back in time to go and prevent this apocalypse. Now this apocalypse is linked directly to the family. This apocalypse is caused, and this is a spoiler review, but this apocalypse is caused by someone in the family. They just don't know who it is. From number 5's perspective, he thinks it's some random person. Number 5 isn't thinking that it can be my brother, it can be my sister. Because number 5 knows their abilities, and he knows what they're capable of, and he knows none of them did this. He thinks it's somebody else. Number 5 basically comes back with this piece of evidence, which is a glass eyeball. He travels back in time to find the person that needs this glass eye ball at some point in the past that's linked to the apocalypse being destroyed. Let's go ahead and talk about what's good about this show. The relationship between the brothers and the sister. I like this kind of show. Because this kind of show, believe it or not, y'all know that trash DC Titans TV show? It should have had this tone. Because this show, it was real, but it wasn't depressing. It wasn't no moody bullcrap. Imagine if all these characters were teenagers and this tone was like this. This would have been a perfect Titan show. Would have made sense for what it is. But these are all adults in this show. So basically we get to a point in this series where a tragedy happens in the family. A tragedy happens. Their father dies. This is basically why the father is a heavy link in the show. Let me basically let y'all know. 43 children were born. 34 or 43 children were born all on the same day at the same time. Right? But this is the weird strange thing about their birth. These children were born, but their moms that they were born from never conceived a baby with another man. Randomly out of nowhere, they were impregnated and a baby just popped out. No one knows why and how this happened. They just know I had a baby. So basically, the father, I forgot his name. We're going to call him father for now. Dad. Because that's what the kids refer to him as. Dad and father. So father basically goes out and he goes to get. He wants all these kids. He really wanted to adopt all these kids, and he was only able to get 7 of these kids. He was only able to get 7. Everybody else wanted the rest of those kids that were born, so they kept them. Right? He took 7 of these kids. Found out these kids have special abilities. Number 1, the leader of the team, has super strength. Number 2, which is Diego, has the ability to curve projectiles. He can basically, so he throws this. He can curve it and manipulate the trajectory. He's kind of like Captain America, but with knives. They don't come back to him, but he can dictate where the knife goes, where the projectile goes, with precision. Number 3 is Allison. Allison has this ability to where she can talk to your mind, and she can basically say something like this. But for example, this is how her power works. She can say something like, I heard a rumor that you shot your brother in the head. Boom. Said person that hears this from Allison, number 3, will take this information and go shoot their brother in the head. Boom. That's how the ability works. Number 4, who can commune with the dead and talk to the dead. Number 4 has the ability to talk to the dead. But number 4 doesn't like talking to the dead. Number 4 fears talking to the dead. It's a power he has, but he fears this power. Number 5. We're going to talk about number 5. He's the one trying to stop the apocalypse. Number 5 has the ability to time travel. He time traveled when they were all young. And he left the family really early. He was gone for like legit 13 years. He died. He was gone for 13 years because his dad told him, I don't want you time traveling because you're not ready for it. But number 5 is a very cocky character. He believed that I'm ready to time travel, Dad. I got this. I want to time travel. Number 5 went ahead and did it on his own, time travel, and he couldn't go back. He time traveled, didn't understand what he needed to do. He did so, but he couldn't come back. He basically time traveled so far, and for some odd reason, he couldn't go back because he wasn't thinking. He didn't plan it. He just time traveled, and he ended up so far in the future. Number 6. Who is Ben, who is deceased. I don't know Ben's ability. Supposedly Ben has like these weird octopus squid arms, and it's like an octopus. I don't know what Ben's powers is. But number 4 and Ben are clearly linked in the show. Number 4 and Ben, since number 4 can talk to the dead, he can talk to Ben. And Ben just coming back from the dead, giving him advice and stuff, kind of trying to encourage him and stuff, and just make number 4 better than what he already is. Then you get to number 7, who is Vanya. Number 7, who is Vanya, who we later find out in this spoiler review. We find out later, Vanya is not an ordinary child like she was made out to be. Let me tell y'all what's going on with Vanya. Vanya is one of the 7 kids that was adopted. But later, from what we know, that was told to us in the show, Vanya is an ordinary kid who has no powers. So basically, Vanya didn't get to go on missions with the others, because she has no powers. So basically, the dad finds out Vanya has powers. But her powers is destructive. Let's think of her powers like this. Vanya's powers is basically Professor X's powers. Not what she can't talk. It's some weird form of I don't know what it is. I don't know what her ability is. But when her emotions go rampant, she breaks things. Like some telekinetic ability or something. I don't know. It's something. Basically, Vanya causes the apocalypse that number 5 is trying to stop. That's why when I said number 5 does not know who directly started it. So basically, they're trying to stop this apocalypse, and they don't know that Vanya started it. Vanya caused the apocalypse and killed the human race with her ability. So basically what happens is that Vanya and Allison, who is number 3. Number 3 has everything to do with why Vanya is considered ordinary. Number 3, with her rumor ability, and her dad, the father, asked for Allison. Well, he made Allison go up to Vanya, her stepsister, and whisper into Vanya's ear, I heard a rumor that you are ordinary. meaning you're just nothing special. So basically, the father wanted to implement into her mind, you're nothing special. And in doing so, he wanted her to forget that she ever had a powers. So she basically forgot that she had powers, so she would never try to attempt it. She would never have powers. And he was basically giving her pills to limit her emotions, because if she got out of control and got too angry, her powers could just kick off and she could kill somebody. She done some damage. She got some kind of force ability. She's powerful. She's OP, bruh. She ain't Dr. She's probably Dr. Manhattan OP, bruh. She's OP. She's the OP member of the team. Yes, number 5 can travel through time, but she's OP. So basically, going through this, you've got the whole gist of this team. This team is okay. But this is where we get deep in the show. All these members, the members of this team, have deep internal problems. For example, number 4. Number 4, to cope with the fact that his dad, their father, locked up number 4, who can commune with the dead, inside of a cemetery for many hours talking to dead people at night, which messed up the little boy's head, caused him to do drugs, cause him to do drugs and stuff. So basically, number 4 ended up becoming a junkie, drug addict, in a way. Wild, flamboyant kind of dude, just crazy, out there wild. I like number 4. I honestly like number 4. I was getting annoyed at times, but, he was a junkie. What you expect? He's a junkie. He ended up getting sober later in the season, but I like number 4. I like number 4. He was cool. And I like the way they did his certain sexuality. I like the way they did it. I like the way he did it. It was just subtle and it was there. It wasn't even a focus of his character. It was just very subtle. Because the main focus was him trying to get off of doing drugs and trying to just accept his abilities and face his abilities and to conquer them. That was really the main point for him. Number 1, who is Luther. Number 1 is Luther. Number 1 is the leader of the team. Number 1 ended up staying with the dad after everyone left, because the dad's a douchebag. He only got these kids together to stop an upcoming apocalypse that he somehow knew about. But basically, number one, who was the most loyal son out of them all, stayed. And the dad sent number 1 alone on a mission. Number 1 has super strength. His super strength is not shown very well in the show. It's not shown very well, but you get the gist. So basically, number 1 went on a mission alone, and his dad sent him on the mission alone. He was one of the last kids that didn't leave. He was pretty much the last. He sent him on a mission alone. He came back all bruised up, messed up, cut up, and big. The side of his arm was burnt and stuff. So basically, the father had to do something to save his son. I don't know why giving him the DNA of a monkey makes him any better. He made his son very ugly. He made his son half gorilla, half... That's the only thing I'm confused by. Why was giving him monkey DNA going to help him? I was confused. I need to read the comic, because I'm like, why'd you inject ape DNA into him? I was confused with that. I don't know why turning him into a part ape somehow is the best way to save him. I don't know. But his skin was all burnt up and stuff. It got messed up. And then his dad injected stuff into him. Dude turned into a half monkey, half man. His dad messed him up. And his dad also sent him on a 4-year mission to the moon to go and do some research on the moon, right? What Luther finds out when he gets home. So basically, Luther was sending his dad reports from the moon, right? He was sending him daily reports of like his findings, right? He's sending packages to him, boom. So Luther, after their dad is all dead and everything, and they come back, the whole family comes back, Luther finds out all those packages he sent to his dad from the moon for those last 4 years, his dad never opened up any of those packages. His dad never opened up not one of those reports. Luthor gets back and he finds out that his dad never opened up any of that of his findings or the research. His dad took all the bags, put them under the floor, and never opened them up. And I'm like, bruh, you sent him up there for 4 years to do some research. And this Luthor was loyal. He was loyal to him for his dad. He was loyal. Luthor was a virgin in the show. Luthor was loyal. He never left the house. He never had friends. The only friends he had was his brother and sisters, and that was it. He never left the house, never snuck out, never. Luthor was a ride or die for his dad. He was a ride or die. So basically, Luthor in the show, bruh. Luthor in the show. Luthor got so pissed off that he went out, started drinking and stuff, just left and dipped. This is a very dysfunctional family. This family is dysfunctional. And it all started with their stepdad. Their stepdad is, the way he raised them, it was a pretty douchebag way, but it kind of helped them perfect their abilities, but still a douchebag manner of how he did it. So Luthor gets back, he's pissed. Luthor's mad at the fact that I went up there for 4 years, on the moon by myself, isolated myself, and you're down here, and all these reports and findings I sent you, you never opened up one. So Luthor basically wasted 4 years of his life doing something that he didn't have to do. But you can say the dad sent him up there because the dad actually felt some type of way of how Luthor turned out, and he probably wanted to distance himself from Luthor, and he didn't actually want to confront the fact that he turned his son into a freak of a hybrid kind of person in a way. That's just how it is. Allison, fuck, she's sexy. Allison, who's number 3, who has the ability to use her rumor ability. Allison goes to a point in the show where she deals with the point of being a mother. And Allison, she's an okay mother. Allison uses her rumor ability so much to take care of her kid. Her husband divorced her because of it. Her husband divorced her because he didn't like the fact that she was using her powers to raise their kid. She didn't like the fact that she would do something like, "Hey, babe," like to her daughter, "Hey, baby, I heard a rumor that you wanted to go to sleep." And she, instead of her kind of, doing a parent thing, she used her powers to take care of that child. The father did not agree with that in any way. I mean, shit, that's one hell of an ability to have. But you see how destructive that ability is, seeing what it did to Vanya. When Vanya found out that she actually has powers, Vanya sliced open Allison's neck when she heard, like, "Yo, you lied to me. You manipulated my mind, made me think I was ordinary. I was excluded from everything that you guys wanted, from everything you guys got to do. I was cast out, Dad casting out. You guys didn't even try to come and comfort me and stuff." She went in and sliced open her neck. It's like, "Beach." Said, "Yaga, beach." But she was pissed. She was pissed. Number 2 was pissed. She was pissed. But you see how destructive Allison's abilities has gotten. And there was a time Allison stopped using her powers in general because she was using them to get a job as a actor and stuff. She stopped using those abilities because it caused a divorce. And she wanted to be with her daughter. Now she has to stay away from her daughter. So going into the show, what I can say as like a big pro for the show, I like the story building. I like the realism. The realism with that these characters are not perfect. I like it. I also like the fact that the show is actually a lot brighter and looks better than most TV shows now. A bunch of CW and Marvel TV shows. Pogo the monkey, the live action CGI monkey, kills all the CGI in the CW and Marvel TV shows. It kills all of it. Pogo the monkey. Pogo the monkey. Pogo the monkey, who looks like freaking Caesar from Planet of the freaking Apes, kills all the whack CGI from the CW shows, all the CGI from the Marvel TV shows. He kills it. He kills it. Pogo is an example of how if TV shows really had that budget, they can go that far. Netflix killing it. The visuals were The visuals were tight. Visuals were tight. They were tight. For a Netflix show, amazing. Better than CW superhero TV shows and Marvel TV shows when it comes to the visuals. This show dominated, bruh. It dominated. Off top, I like this whole dysfunctional family. And I like the fact that this family was all able to tackle each other's situations and become better people. Well, not... They still had their problems, but they set them aside to be heroic and save the day. They set them aside. And they were all just complimenting, help. This family is dysfunctional. You guys really gotta watch this show. This is like some real family life shit. Families aren't perfect. This shows that families aren't perfect. They can have a whack dad, a whack mommy. You just gotta check out this show. This family, it really details how dysfunctional a family could get. If a family with superpowers and a father that resents them and doesn't take them to the park or goes outside to play catch with them and stuff, how it affects the kids. And it do. Some cons. A big con of this show, the way the powers are displayed. Luthor's super strength, I don't really believe Luthor's super strength because they didn't show it good enough. They didn't show it good enough because Luthor was fighting this basic dude that had guns, and this dude was picking him up and doing some MMA wrestling shit on this dude and picking him up and dropping Luthor. And Luthor was over getting picked up and dipped. And I'm over like, what's going on? Does he not have super strength? From what I know, he has super strength. That's his only ability. And I'm over here like, dang, this basic dude with gun. A bunch of people with powers were not shown properly. Like, they could have been utilized way better than what they already were. For example, number 5. Number 5 has the ability to jump through walls, time. And number 5 is in the store getting shot up by like 4 people at a time. This donut shop getting shot up by 4 people at a time. Now with that ability, number 5 was smart, but the way he uses his abilities are kind of whack. Cause I'm over here like, dang, it's taking you this long to kill them, and you got the ability to phase right behind their backs and take a knife and stab them in the back and stuff, and you keep phasing. Dang, that, I had an issue with how the powers were displayed. Number 4 was kind of annoying me at times, but number 4 was a junkie, so he gets a pass. Number 4 was a junkie, so he gets a pass. Fuck. But I like how number 4 started getting sober later in the show. He went off. Diego, number 2. Diego, for another character in the show where they show a good arc for his character. I wish they could have dived into more of him and his girlfriend and showed some more flashbacks of them, of what they used to do in their past. But going into the show, you see that Diego, he's this kind of this... Diego is this character that's... He's like Vegeta and Luthor is Goku. Luthor is not dumb like Goku, but it's like this. Luthor has a better role in the team than Diego. Diego is number 2. Diego wants to be number 1. Diego would rather be number 1. He'd rather be the leader of the team. But Diego, he's not that leader. He's a cocky, arrogant dude, but he has a heartwarming side. For example, he has a heartwarming side towards their mom in the show. Their mom, who actually helped him with his little stuttering problem that he had as a kid. This show shows some real life situations, real life problems with superheroes. This show shows some real life problems. Real life problems that people deal with. Real life problems. Just like Allison and her whole cheating dilemma. Not cheating, but her whole divorce. Diego and his little stuttering issue that his mom helped him fix. These things like that. This is how you do a show. A superhero show. Where it's not truly... Like, the dialogue wasn't even boring. It was like... It was cheery. It was heartfelt. It had serious moments. But it was cheery and heartfelt. I was like, dang. Why can't a bunch of shows... There is some shows that's like this, but some shows... Why they get corny? But I like this. CW corny, that Marvel TV show shit corny, bruh. I like this. This was tight. It's how you do superheroes. Don't make them hella corny. The dialogue wasn't even that corny, to be honest, because they was dealing with some real life stuff and doing some real life people stuff. Like, for example, number 5. Number 5 technically was 58 years old, but he was in he went so far back in time that it caused him to be in a younger body. Number 5 was a little boy walking around drinking and stuff, thinking he's... Number 5 in reality is 58, but number 5 walking around drinking and stuff, you know, just doing grown people stuff. Doing grown people shit. Sticking knives at people next, just like, yo, I'll fuck your ass up. The show tight. The show is tight. Now, a character like... Now, more pros for the show. If I had to really say a pro, I would say the acting's pretty good. The acting's pretty good. It's not that bad. It's really not that bad, especially number 4's character. Number 4 was an example of a flamboyant character. Just a character that's flamboyant. And you see why, you know, the drugs and stuff. He's just out there. Diego, he kind of does capture. He captures the arrogant, second best of the family kind of guy. Luthor is totally the best example of a ride or die person that's a ride or die person that truly doesn't get to experience life, but is a ride or die to the point that he'll go to the moon for you. Vanya, her character being ordinary and a shut-in. I've seen this actor before in some other films. I forgot which other films she has done, but the character for Vanya, you see her transition from going from shut into a very open person later, and you start to notice that throughout the show when she links up with her new boyfriend. I don't really want to get into that because it's a lot with this show, but for this first season, down to the acting, it was good. It was believable for me. It was believable. Down to the realistic decision makings of how sometimes people make some stupid decisions and shit. Man, yeah. Honestly, like shit, fuck. These characters are crazy. You just gotta watch the show. These characters are crazy, bro. These characters are crazy. These are not your normal superheroes. These are not your. This team is more dysfunctional than the Guardians, but they're a more believable, dysfunctional team. Yeah. It takes a lot of building to get to a point. And this is one of those Netflix shows where I stayed up watching all episodes and I haven't fell asleep. Like the Marvel Netflix TV shows, they got so bad with the storytelling to a point where for the Marvel Netflix shows, I would stay up for the first 3 episodes. Then by the time we get to episode 5, 6, and 7, 8, I fall asleep. And then I wake up at episode 10 and then I'm like, oh shit, alright, I'm back. And then I just watch those last 3 episodes. It's like it gets exciting again. Because the middle part of the series will be so damn boring. The build up. I'm like, what the freak is this? This is boring crap. You got me watching. Something put me asleep. This show didn't put me to sleep. I liked watching it. I was just so into it. And by the time it got to episode 10, I started to realize, Vanya caused the apocalypse. I didn't want to jump to it, but it was a lingering mind in my head that Vanya caused the apocalypse, and she did. She ended up causing the apocalypse. One thing, kind of a con, but I wish I would see more. I wish they showed the flashback of the children more. I really wanted to see them as kids more. You know, I think, bro, they could have done the whole first season of them being kids, and then they got to the second season where they're older now. Then boom, like I would have been down to see that if they had like a first season just dedicated straight up to the kids. You showed how their dad could be a douchebag, show the resolve, show number 5 leaving and stuff, going back in time. But overall, it wasn't bad. I still wish that they dedicated more time to the flashbacks and showed more of the kids, to show more of them as children, and you get to see the development of their characters. I wanted to see. I think what they could have done was to show how impressive their abilities are. Show more of their flashbacks of when they were kids doing their heroic superhero stuff, showing off their abilities more. They didn't really showcase the abilities good enough. Like, some of the abilities were underutilized and not used properly in a way to what abilities these characters had. Like Luthor, yeah, super strength. But from who I seen him how he got his ass whooped, do you got super strength or not? Because I can see why you got lit up and lost your first mission and lost your solo mission. You got lit up and got your arm burnt. Luthor was messed up, bruh. He was in a chair. Dad stuck the monkey stuff in him. Turned into a monkey the next day. He woke up, started screaming, oh my gosh, I got monkey fingers. I'm like, bruh, you a monkey now. Now you got more power. But still, with his monkey body, he lost another fight. I don't know how, but it happened. I don't know how. But overall for the show, I loved it. I loved watching it. I'm totally down for season 2. Season 2 needs a drop. I'm totally down for season 2. Season 2 of this show needs a drop. This was a great show. A good show to watch. Very interesting. The storytelling is very interesting. It keeps you in. Because the situations feel so real. The situations these characters go through as superheroes, real. It's real, bro. You have one of these heroes that has a drug addiction. You got one of these heroes that is going through a divorce. You got one of these heroes that's a ride or die. But the person that he was ride or dying for betrayed his trust. You got a character in the show named Diego who is going out trying to be a vigilante and stuff, doing solo work, but he's living inside of a little boxing school. You know, he needs a place to stay. Don't got a home. He's out here sweeping up the little boxing school floors to, make ends meet so he can stay at that place. But still going out to be a hero and stuff, a very cocky, arrogant hero. But you see it. Then you got Vanya, who lives by her lonesome in an apartment. She's socially excluded from the family, and it's not her fault in any way that she was excluded, because she was manipulated and tricked into thinking that she's just a random ordinary person. And I care like number 5, who's really the cockiest of the team. He thinks he's better than everybody on the team. Number 5, the one who could time travel. In a way, he is the best, but he's the oldest on the team. But he's not the best, but he thinks he's the best. Knowledge-wise, he's the best. Power-wise, he's the best. Huh? Now, Vanya has the best power. She has the most destructive power. But Vanya got the best power. She can't control it, but she got the best power, though. Real talk. She caused the apocalypse and destroyed the planet. She didn't destroy the planet. She killed the human race. Caused the moon to crack. A piece of the moon fell and killed the human race. The big asteroid. Killed everybody. Everyone died. Pretty much. But look, you guys. This show's tight. Go check it out. Watch this show. And really, the cons, not much cons. Because it's really the cons of the power scaling of the heroes. The biggest con, the drawback is the power scaling. That's the biggest drawback. The power scaling. Biggest drawback. Best visuals I have seen in a superhero TV show so far, Pogo the Monkey is an example of good CG for a TV show. Probably the best I've seen. Look, guys, I'm going to end this video. There's your boy Kid Out, the first Black Super Saiyan world. I was planning to go through that peace, love, and positivity, and all that jazz. Doses.